must also be very frank with you that even from the legislative arm of the state, culture and the arts have seriously been neglected and not given the desired attention that it needs. Over the years, we have concentrated much on issues, areas, and sectors that has pecuniary value. We have lost that very important ingredient that is part and parcel of the growth and development of the soul of our life, which is the culture and the arts. It is a thing of concern that both other developing and developed nations have serious concern for culture and the arts, but we don't. I happened to visit some few countries where I took time to investigate the level of their interest and concern on their culture and the arts. And I was impressed to find that both developed countries and many developing countries have shown that arts and culture, they have taken it seriously as a component part of their socio-economic and political development. Just some very few days ago, I was in Ghana, and I've seen how that country has taken seriously issues of culture and the art, which of course their history is very much part of it. Culture and the arts are strong tools for national development. But because the political establishment and the political elite that have found themselves in the position of power or authority over the years have not thought of it. That is why even in appointments, when you see yourself given a ministerial position to take care of culture and the arts, it is one of the least of all ministries or parastatals that is simply thrown to anybody who is not favored. I am not here simply as a senator, but someone who appreciates culture and the arts, and also someone who has reached in place. And in my own little way, in my own society, and where I come from, I also personally do fund theater activities, sometimes controversial, sometimes non-controversial. I believe that it is a tool that can enlighten, educate, sensitize, mobilize people to be able to achieve our set goals. It is not easy to assemble people on issues that have no direct financial benefit to them. But we are not all meant to worship material things. There are people that are created to make changes irrespective of whether they have what it takes to do that or not. And you can say it clearly that culture is the soul of our society. If we don't have culture, we simply become what they call a concrete jungle. So what I will say to this very important seminar is that we are here to make contributions and to also get better enlightened And also by this assembly is also a statement of the fact that irrespective of the emphasis and focus of government, they are still very much interested in mobilizing policymakers to see culture and arts as areas that should not be treated with contempt and disdain. We are here at the Korean Cultural Center. But you ask ourselves whether in the nations that we have diplomatic presence, whether we have cared enough to also project our own culture and the arts. And what we should look at it is that we as a nation have come a long way. We are very rich in our culture and our arts. It's all about our inability to harness that very potential for the socio-economic and political advancement of our country. The only resource that we are very much interested in exploring is oil. And this is one area which Nigeria has come a long way. 15, 20 years ago, when you go around most nations of the world, you hear Congo music, and then you also see how other nations, Cameroonian music and music from Benin, are occupying the airwaves. But now Nigeria is everywhere. Go to the west coast of Africa, east, south, north, to the far east, and even down to Latin America and the Caribbean. You see Nigerian culture and the arts without anybody's influence, other than its own natural flow. It's dominating and making waves in different places. And I think if there is anything, I know things which we as a nation, we are patriotic about, and I know things which we are not. For example, when you compare Nigerian Football League and English Premier Football League, you see Nigerians love English Premier Football League. But if you compare Nigerian movies and foreign movies, you see that we are very much in love with our local movies, and also that has also gone everywhere. And if you also look at our own cultural attires, see, we are also very proud of that. And then you also look at our own foods, we are also very much into that. But now, how do we harness our culture and make it an instrument of diplomacy and development? I think this kind of seminar should be able to give an insight into that. It will help us, especially those of us who are in the parliament and then have appreciation for culture and the arts. We believe a place like this are theaters which we can tap into something which we will crystallize it to the upper echelons of power. I welcome each and every one of you to this very important event. It is not how crowded the place is, but it's the spirit, the very issue that is in discussion, and what it was meant to achieve. And I will also say that the Korean culture has really grown so much, and even a nation like Korea that has Hyundai, Samsung, Kia, they have enough time to also dedicate part of their diplomatic engagements to the promotions of culture and arts. We have no reason not to do that. I will cap this opening remarks by saying that by making a narrative of one small experience which I had when I visited the home of William Shakespeare in Newcastle upon Avon in Midland, England. And I've seen how they preserved even his bed, his tables, his house, his books for centuries. It was there. But the younger generation of Nigerians today will not know many of those who have contributed to culture and the arts. Ask them who is Hubert Ogunde, they don't know him. Who is Jaguar, they don't know who he is. Who Baba Salah, who has been just there wasting away, they don't know who he was. So I think we have left so many things to rot. And there is a need for us, some of the very few of us who are interested in arts, in the system, we can generate interest. And one of which is the culture and the arts must be tools to address the current realities of our country today. We are faced with massive debts incurred by governments at all levels, a paralyzed economy which we have inherited, an insurgency that threatens our freedom, our unity, our peace, our coexistence, our very existence as a people. And we are in an era of change. So I believe that the relevance of culture and arts at this very time is that it should key into the new order, the new spirit, and the new focus of the country to contribute towards socio-economic and political advancement of our country. Thank you very much.